this lesson we're going to keep working on 16th notes, but we're going to put them on the snare. The bass drum patterns are going to stay pretty simple, but you'll be hitting the snare a lot more. Remember that when you count 16th notes, you're counting 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a. And the E's and the U's fill up the space in between the 8th notes on the hi-hat. So if you had a snare on an E or an like we're going to do, then that's going to happen like this. Right, left, right. Whether you play it on the E or the new notes are going to appear like that. Now you don't need to practice that on your own, do you? Probably not. Let's just jump into the beats and see where the hard parts are and work on them as they come. This first beat has a 16th note on the of 2, and there's a bass drum right after it on the 3. So let's play this little chunk first. Now let's go on to the whole beat. Did your sticks click together? Sometimes if your sticks are crossed like this and you bring the snare stick up without bringing up the hi-hat stick, they'll click together like this. One way to take care of this is to actually raise the hi-hat up, raise this pipe here. Or what you can do, and this is what I do, is separate your hands. Lift your right elbow up a little bit, and instead of hitting the near side of the hi-hat, hit the far side of the hi-hat, and that way your sticks are clear and they won't click together. Let's move on to the next beat. This beat has an extra snare on the E of 3, and there's a bass drum right before it. So the chunk to practice goes like this. And here's the whole beat. This next beat combines the last two beats that we played because there's 16th notes on the of 2 and the E of 3. This chunk we're going to play is really long, and it's going to be like this. And 3 E and wait. That wait part is in there so that we can keep it in a group of 4. And 3 E and wait. And 3 E and wait. This next beat has the bass drum squeezed right in the middle of 2 quick 16th notes on the snare. This is probably the most complicated thing that we've done so far, so take it slow and count out loud. Really get this part going before you jump into the whole beat. It's going to be kind of like the last one, except it's like this. And 1 E and wait. And 1 E and wait. Got doubles on the bass drum, got doubles on the snare. This is 2 left-hand hits in a row. Notice that we're just adding 1 note right before the snare drum that we were hitting anyway. This new note is going to be right before the 2, and the basic motion goes like this. Now let's play the whole beat. Really make sure your sticks aren't clicking together. You guessed it, or maybe you didn't, but anyway, this next beat that we're going to play adds another snare after the snare that we were already hitting. This time the snare is going to be after the 4. Now let's combine the last 2 beats. Every time you hit the snare, it's going to be in a group of 2. This last beat combines singles and doubles in 1 beat. It's rhythmically complex. Really work on this chunk first, and it's going to go like this. 2E and a 3, wait. 2E and a 3, wait. We've really started making some great sounding beats, and remember that you can always get them smoother and faster. Music happens at all different tempos. There's slow songs, fast songs, and everything in between. We were just playing these beats at 80, where each click on the metronome is a click on the hi-hat. Do 85, 90, 100, and work your way up to faster speeds. You'll notice that they sound a lot better when you can play them fast and in control. Keep working at it.